Hey yo, what's going on everybody? It's Tylarius, aka Ty Killington. Yeah, man. Alright, so we're all having a lot of fun with Red Dead Redemption 2. There is so much involved with this game. There's so many different things going on with it. So in this video, we're going to be talking about playing poker. It's a really fun game. You can actually make some money on this as well. We're talking about, just some basic rules, what it is, what it's all about, and things like that. Now, I have played poker in real life with real money at casinos and things like that. I have gambled. So I do have a little bit of an idea of what's going on. I'm not any kind of like poker professional or whatever, but I do have an understanding of how to play the game. This particular game is a variation of 7 card or Texas Hold'em no limit. Okay, it's a little bit different than what you play in a casino, but it's basically the same exact thing. You'll get introduced to poker during a mission in the game. I don't want to spoil it too much, but this is basically how it works. All right, you have small blinds and big blinds. Okay, so the person or persons, multiple players, to the left of the dealer will start out with the small and big blind. The person directly next to the dealer is the small blind. They put out a smaller amount. The person on his left is the big blind. They put out basically the max. So on this particular game, your small blind and big blind is, I believe, 2 and 4 cents. Don't quote me on that. So the small blind would be 2 cents. The big blind is 4, and then the rest of the players have chances to bet after that. So in this type of game, the betting always goes up, but you can also fold at any time you want to. The dealer will deal out what they call your pocket cards or your hold cards, and each player gets 2 cards that nobody else should see. Right? You keep those hidden, and then you get the community cards, which you see on the table there, and you'll get up to 5 of them, equaling 7 cards. And after each card, you'll get the first 3 community comes out, which is called the flop, and then you do a round of betting. Then the next card comes out, do a round of betting, the next card, so forth, right? And that's how that works. So each betting round, it moves in a clockwise order. Okay, so and you have a chance to fold. You can raise. You can just call, and by calling is you basically just put in the same amount of money which the person previously before you did, and that's how that works. Okay, so if no bet has been placed, you can check. So you can just say I check, and you don't bet anything, right? And then the next person can check, or they have a chance to fold or raise or whatever. Okay, and that's how that works. And then now once all the players they say they all check, the betting will finish up, and then the next community card will come out. Okay, and that's how that works. If someone before you has placed a bet, you can, like I said, call that, or you can raise it on them. You can raise it up. Say they bet 10 cents, you can raise it to 20, right? And now that everybody else has to bet at least 20. Now, if the first bet starts out as a check, everyone can just check and not bet anything. But if one person bets, everybody has to at least match that bet or fold, okay? Or you can raise it. All right, so let's take it from the top. So the dealer has shuffled the cards. He's mixed them up. The 2 people to his left have to be the small and the big blind, right? Say 2 and 4 cents. So the dealer will deal the cards. Nobody else puts anything on the table, just the 2 blinds, the small and the big blind. The dealer will deal the cards. Each player gets 2 cards. All right. Now the person to the left of the big blind will call and put in the card or the amount of chips or whatever, and so forth. It goes on to the next person. When it gets back to the small blind, he has to put in the rest of the amount of the big blind, right? Or he can fold. Anybody can fold at any time. All right. And then it gets to the big blind. He's the last person to bet. And he can basically just check it and say, you know what, I'm good. I don't want to raise it anymore. Or he can fold if he wants to. Once the pot or the table is set, everyone's, put in at least the 4 cents, right? Then the dealer will put out the flop, which is the first 3 cards. These are all community cards. All players get to play off them. You take the 2 cards in your hand, and then you play them off of the rest of the cards on the table. All right. So you've got the flop that comes out, the first 3 cards. Now you have an idea of, this is a good sign right now, or a good time to, start initiating your bets, or if you just don't think you're going to get anything, you can fold out. So the flop comes out, the person to the left of the dealer will bet, the next person will bet, the next person will bet, so forth. So you have an option of just checking. I can just check, or I can, I have to at least put in the amount of the big blind or the raise previous to me, right? So I'll bet, say 4 cents or whatever. The next person can call that, which they'll put in 4 cents, or they can fold, or they can raise it maybe to 10 cents, right? And so forth. That's how it goes. Then once everyone is good with their bets, say everyone just checked it, right? We all just checked it. Nobody wanted to put anything in. Now the dealer will put out the turn card, which is the fourth card, which now gives everybody 6 cards total. Because you use those 4 cards, the community cards, everyone gets those, and you have the 2 cards in your hand. So the turn card comes down, then everybody does the betting again. You go from the left of the dealer. So everybody bets. Say you want to call, or you say you want to check it, or you can place a bet, and then the next person will either call, fold, or raise, and so forth. The next person will call, fold, or raise. And once the pot is set, or all the bets are good to go, then the river card will come out. The river card is the last card. And then once that is done, that's when all the final bets are placed. And say you got 5 people playing, and now only 2 people are left because everybody else has decided to fold. So those 2 people will show their cards, and whoever has the highest hand will win. All right. Now let's talk about the hands here. Now, even though we have a total of 7 cards, you only use the top 5 cards, the best 5 cards that you can come up with. All right. So even though you got 5 on the table, the community, and 2 in your hand, you're only using a combination of the best 5. All right. So let's start at the very bottom. The lowest hand, or the weakest hand you can have, is basically high card. So the strongest single card in poker is an ace. So if everybody else has a 10 high, or a jack is their best card, or a king, if I had an ace, I would win. If that's all you could come up with, that's the best hand right there. The next best hand is called a pair, and that's 2 of the same type of card. So 2 jacks, 2 queens, 2 aces, 2 kings, so forth. The suit does not matter. And there's 4 different types of suits. You have spades, hearts, diamonds, and clubs. Spades and clubs are black. Hearts and diamonds are red. All right. Now, the third best hand is called a 2 pair. And this is when you have 2 sets of cards, which is 4 cards total, and you basically have 2 pairs. You have 2 aces and 2 eights, or 2 tens and 2 threes. That's 2 pair, right? So 2 pair will beat a single pair, and it will beat high card. Now, the next strongest hand will be 3 of a kind. And that's any 3 cards of the same number, right? So 3 aces, 3 fives, 3 kings, whatever. And that beats all the previous hands, okay? The next one from that is going to be a straight. A straight is 5 cards in order. But the suit, it doesn't matter, okay? So it could be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It could be, 7, 8, 9, 10, jack. And it could be diamonds, hearts, clubs, all together. It doesn't matter. That's just a simple straight. The next best hand is called a flush. And that's any 5 cards with the same suit. So any 5 cards, whatever they are, but they've all got to be all diamonds, or all hearts, or all spades, right? That's a flush. The next best hand will be a full house. A full house is basically a 3 of a kind and a pair together. So you got 3 aces and 2 eights, or 3 tens and 2 fives. That's what's called a full house. And that'll beat everything else below it. Okay. Next up, you have a 4 of a kind. So that's basically 4 cards that are the same kind. So 4 fives, 4 aces, 4 tens, 4 jacks. That's one of the strongest hands in the card, and it beats everything else below it. Now there's 2 hands that are better than 4 of a kind. You have a straight flush. A straight flush is basically all cards in the same sequence that are low cards, and they are the same suit. So it'd be like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All of them are spades. All of them are hearts, or whatever. Okay? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All of them hearts, all of them spades. And then the top hand, the best hand, is going to be a royal flush. That is essentially a straight flush, but it is the royal cards. And the royal cards start with 10, jack, queen, king, ace. That's what you have to have for a royal flush. And that is the best hand in the game. It'll beat everything below it. And that's all the different hands in poker. That's how it is. Okay? Very, very simple. Very, very easy. So going back, you have you start out with a high card. Then you start out with a pair. Then two pair. Then three of a kind. Then a straight. A flush after that. Then a full house. Four of a kind. Straight flush. And then a royal flush. All right, that's the order from least to best in the hands overall. Okay, it's very rare to get four of a kind. It's very rare for a royal flush, but it does happen. I wouldn't say it's very rare, but it definitely does happen. Okay, and that's how you go about doing that. And that's what poker is. It's very, very fun. It's been a very popular game. There's a lot of different variations of it, so it's pretty cool. And what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the hand. I'm going to kind of take it back with this footage right here and show you everything from the start on a hand. Okay, so give me 1 second. All right, so here we go. This is a fresh hand. We're about to start. Now, the guy in the red is the dealer. You see the guy in the brown jacket give him the cards. So I'm to his left. I just put out the small blind, and the guy in the brown jacket is the big blind. So I put out 2 cents. He put out 4 cents. Now the dealer gives us each 2 cards. Now the first betting starts, okay? As you see down below, I have 5 cards. I checked my cards. I have an ace and an 8, a diamond and a heart. Now the guy to the left, who was the dealer of the big blind, puts his bet out first. And he basically just calls. And then the rest of us just check. All right, so right now the pot stands at 12 cents, which is 4, 8, 12. Each of us put in 4 cents. The dealer dealt the community cards, which is known as the flop, the first 3. It was a 3 of hearts, an ace of clubs, and a king of spades. So I now have a pair of aces. Well, we all checked. I was just kind of slow playing it. And then he put out the turn card, which was a 6 of hearts. As you see in the bottom right corner, these are your controls. You can L2 looks at your cards. R2 looks at the community cards. If you hit the joystick up, that raises the bet. Square or fold, and X will just check it, right? So I'm kind of thinking about what I want to do here. I'm looking at the community cards, which is, as you see right there, 6 of hearts, king of spades, ace of clubs, and a 3 of hearts. I know, once again, I have a pair of aces. Now, I know I'm going to bet, but just for, just showing you guys how to do this, I'm kind of just going a little bit slower with it. But as you notice here on the bottom right corner, you'll notice the amount, which is the L or left joystick, the up and down arrow. I'm going to raise the bet. I know the guy that's in the red jacket, his name is Luther, only has $1.08. So I make my bet 50 cents, which you saw in the bottom right corner. The guy in the brown jacket folds. He doesn't want no part of that. Luther in the red jacket calls my 50 cents and then raises it another 56 cents. So I called him, the pot is right, and the river card comes out. River card is a 9 of spades. I'm confident that I have the best hand. I have a pair of aces. There's really he could have 3 of a kind or 2 pair. That's just the risk you got to take. So I check it. He puts in the rest of his 2 cents. He's all in. He has no more money. I called him. We show our cards. He had a pair of kings. I had a pair of aces. And aces are stronger than kings. And that's it. I won. And I took all his money. And it kicked me out of the game, basically. And that's it. So, yeah. Oh, and just so you guys know, this is how it goes in order for the single card, right? For the best high card. It is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, king, ace. Ace being the strongest, a 2 being the weakest, right? But an ace can work in a straight on either the low side or the high side. It can be ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 10, jack, queen, king, ace. So ace is reversible that way. But anyways, I hope this helped out. If you guys got any questions, leave them in the comments down below. Poker's real fun. Check it out. It's a good. We can make some good money on it too. You saw right there. I started out with $1, ended up at $5. So not bad. But once again, yeah, if you guys got any questions, leave them in the comments down below. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel for the Ills and Reels content of the game. Make sure you smash that like button. You guys stay dangerous. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Yeah.